Pooh's Grand Adventure, The Search for Christofer Robin. It was the last day of summer in the 100-acre wood. Pooh and Christofer Robin were having a grand time playing on Enchanted Hill. Christofer Robin had some important news, but he wasn't quite sure how to tell it to Pooh. Finally, Christofer Robin said, "Pooh, if you ever need me and I'm not around, you must remember this. You're braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And what's most important to know is that even if we're apart, I shall always be with you." The next morning, Pooh rushed out to play in the leaves and found a honey pot. Of course he wanted to eat all the honey right away, but he wasn't sure he should, so he set off to ask Christofer Robin. But Pooh couldn't find Christofer Robin. Instead, he found Piglet high up in a tree, squeaking with fear. "Whatever are you doing up there, Piglet?" asked Pooh. "I'm learning not to be afraid of heights," Piglet explained, just as he started to fall. Tigger tried to bounce up to catch Piglet, but his tail wasn't strong enough for such a big bounce, or so he thought. Luckily, Piglet fell right into Tigger's arms. Pooh went to see Rabbit, but Rabbit didn't know where Christofer Robin was either. Rabbit spotted a note stuck to the honey pot, but he couldn't read it because it was covered with honey. Owl didn't let that stop him. He read around the honey. "The note is from Christofer Robin," said Owl. "He's gone away to a terrible place called Skull. He needs our help." Pooh decided to rescue Christofer Robin. Owl drew a map of how to reach him in the eye of the skull, beyond the Forbidden Mountains. Piglet didn't like the sound of that. "Are there monsters there?" he fretted. "Oh, thank you, I nearly forgot," Owl said, quickly adding monsters to his map. "There are heffalumps, woozles, jaguars, and the fabled Skullosaurus." No one knew what a Skullosaurus was, including Owl, and everyone was afraid of it. Still, for Christofer Robin's sake, his friends set off to save him. They crossed the bridge from the 100-acre wood into the great unknown. Before long, Pooh said, "I wonder if those rather forbidden-looking things up ahead might be the Forbidden Mountains." But Rabbit did not trust his eyes. "We must follow the map," he declared. Soon the friends were completely lost. They found themselves near a dark cave. Piglet looked up. "Skull," he stammered. The friends suddenly realized they had reached Skull Cave. Pooh rushed inside to save Christofer Robin. The others hesitated outside. Then they heard a horrible rumbling. "The Skullosaurus," Piglet squeaked, "is getting closer." "And hungry," added Tigger. Without another thought, they all rushed into the cave. It was a huge place, with tunnels leading everywhere. Pooh took a wrong turn, slipped, and rolled away from his friends. The shining crystal-covered walls echoed with more terrible rumbling. "The Skullosaurus has got Pooh," Tigger cried. Then Rabbit spotted an opening high in the cave. "It's the eye of the skull," he called. "We must rescue Christofer Robin for Pooh's sake," said Igor. "That is, if anyone has any idea how to get up there." Rabbit looked at the map. "This is useless," he said in disgust. "I'm not smart enough to figure this out." But after a moment, Rabbit came up with a plan. "Tigger, you bounce Piglet up to that ledge, and Piglet, you toss that vine to us," he said. Tigger didn't think his tail was strong enough for the bounce. Piglet was afraid of bouncing that high, but they knew they had to do something to save Christofer Robin and Pooh. And, what do you know? The plan worked. Christofer Robin's advice to Pooh was true for all of them. Rabbit was smarter than he had seemed. Tigger was stronger, and Piglet was braver. The friends reached the eye of the skull and found Christofer Robin. Or, actually, he found them, but Christofer Robin was confused. "I wasn't in any danger. I was just at school," he said. Then a horrible growling rumbled from deep inside the cave. "Oh," Piglet sobbed, "now the Skullosaurus wants to eat us too." Christofer Robin shook his head. "I know that sound," he said. Christofer Robin lowered a pot of honey into the cave. When he pulled it up again, the pot was empty of honey and full of bear. The rumbling had stopped. The noise of the Sculosaurus had only been the grumbling of Pooh's tummy.